What is going on, Blue Bloods? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about how to set our goals for summer, so you come back for the next season more prepared, more committed, with better skills, better decision making, more confident, and you can make the most out of the next season. We're going to touch on several things throughout this video. The first one of them is if you should take a break or not. The second one is what you focus on. The third is if you're losing your motivation because there's no competition right now. And also if you should sleep, how much you should sleep. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions regarding this interview by Kobe Bryant.
Now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4, 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4, now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4.
So let's get started with the video. My name is Gabriel Diano. I'm the creator of Athlete Mentality. I'll help you to improve your confidence, your decision making, your focus, decrease your anxiety, and help athletes to train their minds so they can use the most of their potential. For starting the video, let me just say to you, we're not gonna go very deep into how to create your goal setting strategy, how to decide your goals, how to break them into smaller steps, because I already have an entire video about this topic, and if you want to watch that, I'll leave in the description of this video. But as a general idea, what you have to do is to decide your big goal, the biggest thing you want to accomplish, break it down into smaller steps, and define the process to get to each one of those steps. So for example, if your biggest goal is to sign for a Premier League club by 2030, what are the smaller things that you have to accomplish? You have to make a trial next year, you have to make to an academy in 2 years, you have to be playing professionally in 5 years, and so on. For achieving the next thing, your next product goal, which is making a trial, you have to focus on the things to get there. So for example, you gotta improve your confidence, you gotta improve your decision making, you gotta improve your passing, your strength. What are the things that you can do to improve those things so you can achieve the next product goal that you have? That is the main idea for goal setting. In this video, I will help you to define some of the things, some of the process goals, the things that you can do daily to achieve the big goal that you have. And the first thing we're going to mention to talk about in this video is, should you wake up at 3 a.m. to practice and then you go back home, practice again, regarding this Kobe Bryant interview? So first of all, no, you should not do that, never. And I hate to disagree with Kobe Bryant because we all know he's the Mamba mentality, he knows a lot about the mind, but sleep helps your body to recover, and because during sleep is when you acquire the skills, when you learn stuff. And that happens because when you're practicing, you are showing your brain what are the things, what are the changes that you have to do. There are 2 neurotransmitters that act on this. You are using norepinephrine and acetylcholine to mark what is the specific change that you have to do on your brain. So when you are training a skill, you go there and you mark, okay, these are the changes, these are the things that I want my brain to do, the differences in your skills acquisition, what are the spots in your brain that must make some change so you can learn something specific. But during sleep is when those neurons actually get trained to do those skills. So when you are training, you are showing this is the place that must change. During sleep is when these changes occur. So if you're not sleeping, you are just training and not sleeping enough, you are not actually using the training that you did for transforming it into long-term skills. I also want to show you this research that shows sleep time in the course of motor learning skills. And you can see on the first day how much they improve, and then after 1 day of sleep, how much they get better in the second day. It was a 12% improvement in just 1 day. So imagine that if you're sleeping right all the time, every single day, you're just compounding 12% every single day. Over time, that will make a huge difference in your development. So if you have to choose between waking up at 3 or sleeping more so you can have a full 8 hours of sleep per night and training less, that's the better option to go, because during sleep is when you acquire skills. Now moving on to the next questions. The first one, if you should take a break. You could, you might not need it, you might need it. It really depends on your case. The rule for deciding this is how stressed you are. As you can see on this graph, if you are too stressed over the limit, over the optimal level, yes, you should take a break to decrease your stress level and make more progress. If you are not in your optimal level, you are not using the most of your ability as you could. So it is really important that you train your mind to be at its optimal state when you're playing, when you're training, so you can make the most out of your abilities. And the second thing, what should you focus on throughout this period? The most important thing, focus on enjoyment, focus on intrinsic motivation. Because the more intrinsic your motivation is, the more focused you feel, the more motivated you get to train, and the more you develop the passion for the game.
And once I came to the NBA and I looked around, I saw other guys that weren't working as much as I was, then I started to understand that, you know, how I went about it is hard work. To me, it was just, I just love what I do, so I want to do it as much as possible.
These things will help you to enter the zone of flow consistently. And this is the most important way for measuring progress. Because when you are in the zone, you are improving things much quicker than if you are not. The amount of hours that you spend training, it is not really important if you are not in the zone. If you spend 3 hours just training and not in the zone, you are not improving as much as you could if you just spend 40 minutes training in the zone. So it's really important that you sustain enjoyment, sustain intrinsic motivation, and focus on your process goals. The third thing we're going to talk about, if you are losing your motivation because there's no competition going on right now, what should you do? So if you are not feeling motivated because there's no competition, there's no way to test your abilities right now, it is because competition drives you a lot. Competition motivates you a lot. And that is not a bad thing essentially, but at this time, it is a bad thing. Because if there's no competition going on, you are not motivated to improve, and this time is the best time you have for improvement. There's no game, there's no team training right now. You can focus all the time you have into developing your own skills. So it is really, really important that you use this period for improving your skills, because during season it's hard to do that. So if you're not feeling really motivated to do those things, you start sustaining more your enjoyment for the process, your enjoyment for progress. And one great thing is to track your progress during this time. So if you want to improve your strength, measure your strength. How much can you lift now? How much can you lift next week? How much do you expect to lift by the end of the summer? Measuring your progress is a great way to keep committed and keep motivated during this process. And also sustain your enjoyment, because this will help you to maintain your intrinsic motivation, which is the key for long-term success and long-term progress.
If they have passion, they can do it. If they play just because it's always in TV, always to be famous, you can go out with the beautiful girls or win a lot of money, that is no chance. Do it, do it, and do it. Not just about the football, but I think about life. If you like to do something, and you can spend 1,000 million hours in that.
So, with these tips, I'll finish the video giving you 3 main ideas, 3 main things that you can do, 3 main process goals that you can adapt for your routine, so you can make the most out of this period. This, as I said, is the best time for you to work on your skills. There's no competition going, your entire focus can be for yourself. When I was an athlete, this was one of my favorite periods because I could really work on my skills. I could go to the pitch and just enjoy doing the things that I like to do. Improving the skills I wish to improve, reinforcing the things that I wish to reinforce based on the things that happened last season. So I'll give you 3 tips that can help you tremendously for setting your goals for the next season. Have in mind these 4 things that we just talked about. Sleep is important, focus on enjoyment. If you should take a break, take it. If you don't, just move on. And if your motivation is too attached to the competition, focus on developing yourself. Now, the 3 tips that I have for you. The first one, analyze your past season. How did you perform? What are the things that you want to improve? Based on that, develop a list of skills that you wish they get better for the next season and really focus on those. The less skills you pick, the more you're able to improve on those. So it's not the best idea to pick 15 skills, but also not pick just 1 skill, because that won't give you much of a help next season. Once you do those, schedule the days of the week, the times of the week, that you can actually practice those and make it very specific. What are the drills we're going to use, how are we going to measure our progress, and everything else. The second and probably most important tip that you can have from this video, start your mental preparation.
Es la mejor virtud que tienes. La mente.
If this season you feel like you didn't do as much or you didn't play as well as you could, it is because your mind was not on point, because your mental game was not as helpful for you. If you want to change that for the next season and really stop wasting hours of training trying to develop skills and not actually using them in competition, start your mental training. Even if you're not in season right now, at this time, you have all the time you have for yourself, for developing your own skills. So why not use this time for developing your mental skills, so when you get to the competition, when you get for the next season, you are ready to compete with full confidence, not caring about what others think about you, better prepared for facing trials, better prepared to deal with criticism from your coach, from your teammates. This is the best time to start your mental preparation, so you can improve yourself to the fullest capacity, to your full ability. And to help you with that, I'll give you a discount code for the Athlete Mentality Academy. The link for the academy and the coupon are in the description of this video. The third and last thing is developing a sleep routine. As you saw, sleep is tremendously important for your development. And creating a sleep routine will help you to really have your sleep quality more consistent. When you choose a time to go to bed every day, it will help you to wake up every day at the same time. When you have this fixed schedule, when you have a more consistent routine for going to sleep and waking up, your sleep quality will be improved. And 2 tips to help with that is 3 hours before you go to sleep, really relax, calm down, do activities that help you to relax. No more work, no workouts, no motivational videos, no hype it up music, no. This time is for you to relax. And the second thing is no phone 30 minutes prior to your sleep. You can make that even to 1 hour if you feel like you need to, but it's very important that you stop using your phone at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep. These 2 things will help you to improve your sleep quality and make the most out of the trainings that you are doing during the day. These are the tips for this video. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they help you. If you have any feedback, if you have any questions, leave in the comments of this video, and I see you soon.